I'm ready now.
Now you're ready. Okay, Here we go. Jordan just gave me the go ahead, so here we go. Hey everybody, welcome on into the Big Access Podcast. My name is Brach Bengtzen. I am your host today, and I am the Director of Marketing over here at ProdataKey. Today we are really excited to have Laura Reese here with A-TEC Security out of Kansas City. She's been a very fantastic friend of mine and a fantastic one of our installation partners, and we're really excited to have her come join today to talk to us all about her business, and what's kind of hot in the Kansas City market, why she likes PDK, and also tell us a little bit about an installation that they have recently done with a PDK system in it. So, Laura, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Brock, for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, good. I know that, you and I, we got introduced, oh man, this was a while ago. This was back when I was a RSM in the Central Territory, covered, the whole 17 states there in the Central area. And we got to be pretty good friends there, and we still talk constantly. And it's one of my highlights being, hey, Laura's calling me right now. So I'm really, very grateful that you're able to jump on today to talk to us a little bit more about what's going on in Kansas City. But before we do that, why don't you fill us in a little bit more about who A-TEC Security is?
Well, A-TEC Security started out as Mike owning the company, and he was running it by himself. So it's kind of like a family-ran business at this point. And so he started probably in 2000s or the late 90s. And then I jumped on in 2009 and started going after the commercial industry and looking at all the opportunities that we have here in Kansas City. And we do access control, we do the intrusion, and then we started doing a lot of camera systems, but we really fell into the sweet spot of access control. That's the market that we thrive in. And when we stumbled upon PDK was when I met you, Brock, and that was in 2016. I went back and looked.
Wow.
We're back in 2016. So that's kind of us in a nutshell. And we service the greater Kansas City area.
Well, it was really great. I think, did we meet at an SES barbecue? Was that what it was?
I
believe
before
then?
It was at an SES barbecue, and you were just launching PDK.
Yeah,
We were like right at the beginning onset of PDK becoming this big craze.
Yeah, I know. I remember this was right after I came on board. I was working with another one of our distributors at that time, came on board, and I think that was actually my first business trip, was coming out to see you guys and going to this barbecue. So that was, wow, that's a trip down memory lane now, just thinking about that whole process and where things were at then versus where things are now. It's been a lot of changes, but all really good things. Well, that's really exciting, kind of hearing about A-TEC's history and where you guys are going, and talking specifically about, access control is one of those things that you have found a niche in with A-TEC. And so, we go back and we look at, all the systems that A-TEC has installed, and you guys have done a number of different, systems and a number of different installs in all sorts of different verticals that we're in. I know you guys have a bunch of churches, you guys have some small to medium businesses, but what are some of the other type of installs that you guys have found yourself to really be able to go after?
The things that we've landed into, which are kind of unique areas that most people don't get, are we have these, they're not pharmacies, but it's like a building where they store and they make pills and capsules, and they're all undisclosed locations that no one knows about, and very high security. And they have multiple doors within the building that goes into their labs and all these areas. So we actually started with that company, ended up now we're on our third building.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
It's nice, right? Because you go in and you're like, oh, you do one door for somebody and they're like, oh my God, I love this. I want to add this door. Or the next thing you know, they're adding buildings, and so my growth has all come within my customer base a lot, because they see the benefit and then they just start applying it to all the other locations.
Yeah, that's really cool. And that is one of the cool things about ProdataKey that I in particular love, is the capability to expand at any time. right? You're talking about, starting smaller, then going into, bigger applications that you might run into. And that's really one of the cool things about ProdataKey is it doesn't matter when you need to expand. Our system is backwards and forwards compatible so that you can do situations and scenarios like that. And so that's one of the really cool things that I like about PDK. It sounds like you like about PDK as well. But what are some of the other, the other reasons why you guys have chosen to partner with ProdataKey?
Well, the big thing is we love that it's cloud-based, right? So everybody can log in from anywhere, which is what everybody wants to do now. And with a lot of people coming in, and they might want to not let people in, or they can, give them access, the cleaning crews, and, they can come at all hours and they can control it from anywhere. The best thing that we like about it is once the customer sees the platform and how easy it is to manage, they're hooked immediately, because you can bring somebody online, give them one door, and they start going, oh, how easy is this to use? I can delete this person. I can add a person. I don't have to call the company to do it. They don't have to wait for us to give them the clearance.
And for you as an integrator, what does that mean? When somebody understands their software and they don't have to call you all the time, what does that do to your company? What does that do for you?
I mean, that's great for me, right? That saves me money. They're managing their own staff. I'm not rolling trucks to go add a code in for them to add employees and help them manage that. So it's great for us. And that's a top selling point, because we have a lot of restaurants in our portfolio as well. And they go through a lot of employees. Mm-hmm. And so they would be calling me or every day to change a code or delete somebody. So it's just the freedom of the flexibility for the customer. I mean, it sells itself right there for them.
That's cool. That is really cool. I'm glad to hear that, how awesome it is for your business to have a intuitive platform that end users get. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I've been out there going around, and I've, been with dealers like yourself where we go out and we just show them the app and we let them just run with it, and they actually understand how to run an access control system. Because in the past, on-site systems, these old on-premise systems, once you go ahead and you install it and you start working with it, it's time to then train these end users. And it's so, convoluted. Sometimes it can take 2 to 3 days of doing the full software training. I mean, the experience is like, old Windows 95 stuff, right? And so with that, they pretend like they get it. They move on from you, and then whenever they need to have something done, they totally forget how to do it, and they end up calling you guys as their installation partner, and then you guys got to retrain them and everything. So having an intuitive app that they can go ahead and use anytime to manage their system, it's kind of a big deal for you.
So. Now, the biggest probably thing for us as a business owner is, it's easy, it's quick installation, it saves us money to install your system. It's plug and play. Literally, you can just run in, do an install. I'm not spending, an 8-hour day doing an install. Mm-hmm. I'm not wiring everything. It's just the ease of doing that on our side as the business owner, right?
Yeah.
We can do multiple access control installs in a day. I don't have to wire everything.
That's crazy, right?
Right?
Yeah.
And the firmware, oh gosh, that's probably one of the biggest keys for us is I don't have to go out and roll a truck to update every system. It just happens behind the scenes. And that saves so much time for us.
Yeah. And that's that's one of the big things that we do here at PDK is we not only do, you're updating the software, but we do the firmware as well, so that you are always up to date with all the latest and greatest. I mean, it makes it very simple and easy. It makes it worth, the recurring, costs that might be that, that these end users are paying to you guys as the installers, because it helps save them money in the long run. Additional cool things are CapEx versus OpEx, comparisons there. So, they get a bunch of tax benefits for now having a access control system, being a tax write-off. So all sorts of cool things like that. But tell me a little bit more about an installation that you guys would have just recently done that, that you guys used a PDK system on, and how excited they might be about a PDK, but more importantly, working with A-TEC.
Well, I mean, the system that we're getting, just completed is the third building of, they are like a storage company. They call it a storage company, but it's basically offices for remote workers who want to come and go and have an office to go to, who maybe they don't want to work from home and they like go into an office. And so they're offering all those spaces for them.
So it's a co-working space.
It's kind of a co-working space.
Okay.
And so we're getting ready to complete that. And again, they love the experience with us because we can go in, and the best benefit is a lot with your service. We can oftentimes troubleshoot remotely. Like, I don't always have to roll a truck. I can log in, I can look, and I can see what they're potentially seeing that might be going on, or help them run a report, or help them show them how to toggle a door off and on. So a lot of this stuff you can do right from your office. You don't have to roll a tech out every time.
Yeah.
So that's the benefit they like about it from A-TEC.
And do you usually find that that's one of the things that your end users love most when you're talking to them about ProdataKey?
Yes, is the ease of, they can make one phone call. They're not calling a call center for me or for anyone else to answer their questions. And I can see live what they're seeing live. So that's a big benefit to them. The ease of using the app is key to them too, because it's not complicated. And they can just get all the alerts they want, or if they're a customer who doesn't want all the alerts, they can turn it off. So they love all the features and benefits of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Laura, we are just about out of time on this episode of the Big Access Podcast, but I want to go ahead and say, hey, I love working with these guys over at A-TEC, but for any end users who might want to work with A-TEC, how do they go about getting a hold of you, and why should they consider working with you guys?
Okay. They can get a hold of us through our website, atechsecuritysystems.com. They can call directly to 913-208-8885, and they can reach out to us that way. Doing business with us is easy. It's always me who answers the phone. You will get me 24 hours a day.
She's a good talking with her is pretty easy, and it's good. I like it. So I recommend it.
I'm big on customer service, and I'm big on responding to the customer with an answer, a phone call, or a text or an email, however they want to communicate to us. And we have been doing this for almost 30 years. So we are experienced. We have a team of people that know what they're doing, and installers, and you can feel confident that we will take care of them.
There you go. That's A-TEC Security out of Kansas City. Fantastic partners with ProdataKey. We definitely recommend looking them up and utilizing them for some of your upcoming access control jobs if you need that to be installed in one of your buildings that's out there. Anyways, thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Big Access Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to it, give it a 5-star rating, and also let us know what you guys want to be learning about, and we'll be sure to go ahead and get that taken care of. But again, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.